All right, good people, we are back again for another episode of your favorite YouTube personality, Sir J. Hay. And welcome to Sir J. Hay Speaks. Today, on this episode, I think it'll be a good one. We're going to talk about the review of the movie Him. If you remember, about a month ago now, maybe a little more, I did a review on the trailer for the movie Him. And I gave my thoughts and ideas about what I thought the movie, would be. And I was close. I was pretty doggone close. Um, there was a couple slight changes from my review, my thoughts on the review of the trailer, but it was in that premise of what I um thought it would be from the trailer. So we're gonna talk about that here in just 1 second, and I'll see you in about a minute. All right. Okay. Okay. We're back. So, like I said from the intro, we're gonna talk about the review for the movie Him. What we did a trailer about a month ago. Now the movie's here. It's came out. I had a chance to go watch it, and we're gonna talk about it. Um, I will say that I had to watch this movie 3 times. Um, because there's a lot in this movie. It's a lot of different references to different things. Um, and like I watched it once, then I watched it two more times at home. Yeah, that's right. I watched it at home. So I got it like that. That's right. Yeah, I'm a cool guy. No, I'm just playing. I did watch it at home though. But the reason I had to watch it multiple times was because, like I said, there's so much stuff going on in the movie. Sorry, I had to get something to drink. I know that's a red solo cup, but it's not what you think. It's just water. Trying to purify, purify. But, that's just I'm trying to drink more water. It's a little personal thing on the side rant. Trying to drink a little more water. Clean out the body a little bit, help shed some lbs. So that's another little journey that we're going on here. All right, but back to what I was saying. The reason I had to watch it 3 times was because there is so much stuff that's happening in this movie. Now, that to me also is one of the cons of this movie. There's so much going on. So if you go to the theater and watch it, I can understand someone coming out of the theater um not feeling fulfilled with the movie, or like they just didn't get it. I can understand it because the movie wants to be a sports film. It wants to be a religious type film. Uh, it wants to be supernatural. Um, it 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 just it has a lot going on, you know, and that kind of distracted when I watched it the first time. It distracted me from really being able to get into the movie and truly like follow the character development through it. Um, Again, just so people know, this movie is not written by Jordan Peele. It's not directed by Jordan Peele. Okay, it's just produced by his company Monkey Paw. So the director is Justin Tipping. Okay, so if you're going to the movie thinking it's a Jordan Peele movie, it's not. It is not. It is a just he just produces it, and that's it. I'm sure he put his fingerprints, on there somewhere, but the director, the writing, that was all Justin Tipping. So it's gonna it's got a flavor of a Jordan Peele flavor, but it's definitely you can tell it's not him all the way. Play on the word, him. But so again, like I was saying, those who go to see this, I can see people not liking it because it does come off sort of sporadic. It's it's not always just a clear like linear path of how the story goes, and then you have these little offshoots that bring it all together. But after watching it the second time, I started to see things and more symbolism in there, and the visions and the flashbacks that are happening. I got it more. And that third time I watched it, it kind of all came together for me. So, and then that helped me to actually say I liked the movie because at first I wasn't too big of a fan of it. But the way the movie starts off, basically, um, opening scene of the movie is there are three fighter jets flying over the stadium with the red, white, and blue smoke, and it's Isaiah White, played by Marlon Wayans. Um, it saves it having a football game, and it's Super Bowl 67. So it's not the NFL, but it's professional football. Um, he's in that. He's in the game. From the way they're acting it out, it seems like it's a very tight, competitive game, and the game, the the uh, the outcome of the game is on Isaiah White's shoulders, and they end up winning the football game, Super Bowl. But Isaiah gets a real nasty leg break during the game, and I think that is also another part of the symbolism of what are you willing to sacrifice. And in that game to win the Super Bowl, it was his leg. But his father, Cameron's father, Cameron is played by uh, Tyreek Withers. He's played by Tyreek Withers. This is a kid version of him and his father watching the Sabres football game. And they see the win happen and they see the leg break. But his father, like, because Cam was a kid, he looks away. He's like, oh no, oh no, no, I can't look. It's horrible. He didn't really say that. He just turned his head. But his father takes his face and turns it back to the television and makes him watch and tells him That's what sacrifice is. No guts, no guts, no glory. And that stuck with Cam throughout the rest of his career. Because he also idolized Isaiah White just like his father did. But his father's idolization of Isaiah was like super fan, like fanatic. It was like borderline like stalkers type. Like he just loved the Saviors and Isaiah White. Okay, so from that point on, Cam grows up, was a great football player. Highly, goes to high school, was a great player. Goes to a great school, college. Never did say the school, but they, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They alluded basically to the fact that he went to a great college and now he's out of college and he's ready to be drafted and he has all the hype in the world to be the greatest quarterback ever, new GOAT, the savior of the Saviors football team. Because at this point now, I think like 15 or 20 years has gone by. I don't know. Can't be that long. Because in that childhood flashback, he looked like he might have been about 10, like 7 or 7, like maybe like 7. So I say maybe 14. Yeah, no, 14, 15 years might have gone by. And, it's at that point where Isaiah White is contemplating retirement. So everybody's saying he could be he could be that guy now. But okay, as we go forward on in the movie, um, he comes back home to do these interviews from college, and he goes out to his old high school, and he's just throwing the ball around, on the field, just having some fun because he's back home. And his old high school coach, leaves him on the field to finish doing what he wants to do and tells him to lock up. But while out there, he gets attacked. Throughout the whole movie, they say he's attacked by a crazed fan. And when you watch the movie, it wasn't a crazed fan. But again, they don't talk about that as the movie goes on. But that attack gives him a severe head trauma, which he feels now has just jeopardized or caused him to lose his professional dream, his dream of being a professional football player. So, you know, he's moping, sad, but then he gets the call from his agent saying that Isaiah White would love to meet him and would love to train with him for a week, one on one, at his home. So, where he thought the door was closed, it opens back up for him. And from this point is really where the movie starts to pick up speed. So from this point, the movie is broken up into six, like I guess chapters you would call it. Chapter one is fun. Chapter two is poise. Chapter three is leadership. Chapter four is resilience. Chapter five is vision. And chapter six is sacrifice. Now, with these, it's a week, but it doesn't give you the seventh day. I'm going to call the seventh day signing day. That's what I'm going to call it. That's not what it's called in the movie, but that's just for me to give a reference of how things are going to go. I'm going to call it signing day. But with each day, there, the purpose of each day is basically for Isaiah White, played by Marlon Wayans, to evaluate Cameron, to see, does he feel he's worthy to take over the mantle of him? Because right now, Marlon in the movie, Isaiah White in the movie, is him. So the way it works, basically, you can be him for only so long, and then that torch has to be passed. Not that you want it to be passed, or you're ready to pass it. You have no choice but to pass it because you can only do it so long. Um, so they go through that evaluation. They go through those 6 days, and to me, it's what it seemed like each day was a day that stripped away like Kim's like his good nature, right? Because the whole premise they want to be a beast. That's something that Isaiah White says constantly. You got to feel that beast, find that beast inside. And the way they make this happen is um, that that beast that you feel inside. I try my best not to spoil it. That beast that you feel inside is passed down from one beast or one goat or him to the next chosen to be the goat or him. So that's who Cameron is. Uh, that's his character in the story. He is the new person that has been chosen to be him. There can only be one. You cannot have more than one him at the same time. So that mantle has to be passed. That's what I mean by that. There's no, oh, I just want to give it up. And when I say there can only be one him, I mean only one can exist at the same time. I'll let you fill in the blanks on that. Um, but yeah, the whole movie is the premise really of the is a battle of his his faith in his family, and then football over time had become you know lower down on that list. And it says in the movie that he decided to keep playing football, in honor of his father, because his father does end up passing away in the film. But his father's passing after watching it made me ask questions also. But we will come back to that in a second because I'm trying to. We're at 19 minutes roughly. I'm trying to move kind of quick and hope that I'm, you know, kind of giving you a good overview here and not trying to rush too far through it. But his father was a military guy, so his father had a, very structured life, and he passed that structured life on to Cam with practices and everything like that. And I think that that also kind of made things for Cam as a child not as fun because it was just football, 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 football. Great, great, great. Be the goat, be the goat, be the goat. Be him, 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 him. You know, and it kind of took the fun away from it, from him, for him. But um, so I'll look at my notes here to keep myself on track. Um, yeah. So, like I said, his father was a super fan. The the 7 day represented his evaluation by Isaiah White. Um, if you also see in the movie that he got staples in his head, and my thing of that is the staples represent they look like the laces on a football. His head would be the football, and those stitches, I mean the staples, look like the laces. That's something I saw for imagery. Um, let's see. Okay, so yeah, like so again throughout the movie, like when I say it was sporadic, it's a lot of visions that just like pop up, and you have to like try to put them all together while watching the movie for the first time, and that can be confusing. But watching it more than once allowed me to be like, okay, I can see how this goes together. I can see how this fits with that. I can see how that fits with that. And one of my thoughts about the movie while watching it, the reason why it comes across so sporadic is maybe because you're getting this story told from a concussion victim. And him being a concussion victim, that's just how his thoughts might be. His thoughts might just be all over the place and not clear and precise. But all the thoughts put together can make a clear picture in the end. So that's just kind of my little thought on that. But he goes through everything, and then you get to where you have to find out who's going to be the next guy. And the trainer in this movie plays a big part in that because throughout the movie, um, Cameron he gets shots. Every time he gets a shot, he kind of goes to the next level. And those shots, uh, and try not to tell the movie too much, are what make you great, would help make you great. But the origin of where what these shots come from was a different that different from what I thought on the trailer review. So I thought it was more like Get Out, where they're trying to steal from you. It's not so much stealing; it's passing on. So I'll leave that there. Um, but in the end of the movie, there can only be one goat. So gonna be telling it. But yeah, there can only be one goat. Um, and if you watch the movie, you see the movie posters, you can probably kind of figure out who that's going to be. Um, the ending, the ending was was good. The showdown between Isaiah White and Cameron was good. That fit the movie, fit the story. Um, the final scene, it kind of tied some things together to help with the other visions you saw and some of the sayings that the father was saying. Because in the end scene, you do see a picture of Cameron as a little boy, his father and the owner of the Sabres team. Um, Now that could just be they went to a game and they got to meet the owner. But from watching it multiple times, I looked at it as when Cam's father dies in the movie, passes away, they never say what he died of or how he died. They just say he died. And with the movie talking about sacrifice and everything like that, and him being such a super fan, I wonder was his death like his was that a sacrifice for Cameron to be the GOAT? He gave his life for Cameron to be the greatest. Again, I don't know. That could be me just thinking way outside of the way outside the box. But this movie will make you do that. And that's one thing I do like about it. It will make you think outside the box a little bit. And so gosh, I really hope I explained it well and didn't just ramble. Um but yeah, I'm doing my best not to tell the movie because I really think you'll enjoy it. I think people will enjoy it. If you go in there understanding this, you're gonna have to put the pieces together a little bit. It's not gonna be just handed to you through the story. You're gonna have to watch the story. You need to pay attention to the story. Pay attention to things they say in the movie because it's gonna come back around at some point in the movie, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, God, oh, that's what that meant. Got it." So it's one of those type of things. So in the end, I think it was a good movie. I think it was a good movie. It was a little all over the place. The cinematography, I don't understand it. Like, they really focused on cinematography of the movie. It was shot very well. Um, Marlon, when it came to acting, top notch acting, I think. Like, he really sold the character of Isaiah White and the mental mental instability that Isaiah White has. Uh, um, was it Tyriq Withers? Him playing Cam. Um, I think he did a good job as well. Um, some parts I thought he was kind of flat. Um, but overall, I think he did a very good job in the movie also. But it was definitely a great movie for Marlon because he got to show his acting range. Excuse me. And I like roles like that for him. So I think he's a really good actor. I think he's underrated for his acting ability because he's just always been known as a funny guy and he comes from an extremely funny family. But him getting to show a different side of himself, I think he should do more movies like that or like this. Not so much like this genre, but more roles that can show he can be more than just a funny guy. Okay, so what do we at? Oh man, we at almost 30 minutes. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Um, I really thank y'all again for hanging out with me today, and I hope my review didn't confuse you because I have these notes right here, right? I have these notes, and sometimes it may not be as clear as I want to be, even though I wrote notes. But I hope you enjoyed it. Um, Again, as always, if you feel it in your heart, we're building this thing. We're building a plane while we're flying it here. It's a one man show, one man, and I'm learning this thing on the fly. So if you want to help make this a better experience, let's get it over here. Well, you know what? Let's do this hand because it'd be easier to do. Right? I want to use that hand right there and boom, right there. If you feel it in your heart, please shoot us a little love in the monetary form. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, or just want to say hello and tell us how we can make this show better, contact us right there at sirjhay@gmail.com. And I'll do my best to respond back to you. And at the bottom here, we got it. Please like the show. Please share the show with someone you think would enjoy it. And please smash the subscribe button along with the like button and the share button. Let's try to grow this thing out and become the best YouTube show out here. So again, take care, be safe, because this world is crazy. And if nobody else loves you, I love you. Y'all take care now. Be good.